Hey out there, Reverse It family. I'm so excited. I'm Dr. Helen, and I am here tonight to talk to you about one of my favorite topics, which is how to become undiabetic, or really kind of what undiabetic actually means. And so this is a topic that's really close to my heart because I've been dealing with this in my own family for many years now. And so I've chosen to help other people to learn how to reverse this disease instead of having to just manage it and just live with the disease. So I don't know if you're like struggling with any type of metabolic illnesses, particularly type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes, or if you just received it, like you just got the diagnosis, or you've been struggling with it a really long time, whatever it is. Or it could just be that you're interested in eating healthier or being healthier or instituting a healthier lifestyle. This is the right place for you today. So I hope that you believe that it is possible to reverse type 2 diabetes, and it really and truly is. And we have Maria who's here to help. If you have any questions during this live event, she's here to help to navigate those questions and to get them answered for you. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and put them in the chat. Now, what I want to tell you is that this is going to be a 12-week journey. So every week we're going to uncover another piece of our 4R. The 4R method is what we use to reverse disease. And so we're going to use the 4R method of lifestyle reversal and wellness system. So this is our 4R lifestyle and reversal system that we're going to use. So please let me know if you have any questions. Now, you probably wonder like why I talk about this so much. And many of you who, if you've ever heard me speak in a public forum, or if you've read any of my books, you know that I had a personal history with type 2 diabetes. My mother, my absolute favorite mother, who was like the most spectacular person in my world, developed type 2 diabetes when I was in high school. And the diabetes got worse and worse. And though the doctors told her it was just a little bit of sugar, that little bit of sugar turned into full blown and rampant heart disease. She developed congestive heart failure. And I remember going from high school to college, and then college to graduate school, and then graduate school to medical school. And it was really when I was in medical school that my life just started to unravel inside of hers, because my mom was always in the hospital. As a matter of fact, I was on a cardiology rotation learning all about the heart. And at the same time, my mother was dealing with heart disease. And it was interesting because these two worlds were never to meet, because what I was learning over here wasn't enough to take her over here to reverse the disease. And even at that time, we didn't even know that reversing heart disease was possible. And that has all changed since that time. And then just in November of 1992, my mother coded. And I remember that time very well because we were in DC, and two of my sisters and I got on the road to go to DC to see my mom in the hospital because she had coded, and they were able to revive her. And she was so scared. I can really, looking back now, I know that that's what she was experiencing. She was experiencing fear because she didn't know if she closed her eyes, if she would ever open them again. And it took me years to know that that's what was going on with her. And I remember sitting next to her with my medical books and wanting her to go to sleep because I knew she was tired. And I said, Mom, please go to sleep. If you don't go to sleep, they're going to have to give you something to make you go to sleep. And she just did not want to go to sleep, and she was fighting it. Well, fast forward, my mom did recover, not fully, but she did recover, and she was actually released from the hospital. But then 6 months later, or 7 months later, in July, I remember it very well, July 27th, I guess that's 8 months, but July 27th, I remember getting a call, and I was out in California at that time, and I got a call. On the phone was the call that said that my mother had coded, and this time they were not able to revive her. And that was the most horrific situation that I ever had to deal with. And so I had to like come to grips to the fact that this was literally my mother who was now being funeralized. It was the most horrible situation I've ever had to deal with. And then just 1 year later, my dad, who had had cancer of his prostate when I was in high school, redeveloped cancer, and it was really strong. It came back with a vengeance. As a matter of fact, he had cancer in his liver, lung, colon, prostate, and bone. He was doing chemotherapy, and it really was horrible for him. He lost his hair, his eyebrows, his nails turned black. He was very tired. And I just remember me and my family getting together and saying, we really wanted to do something to help him to get through this time. And so we did a lot of research and we found a place that believed that food was medicine, that lifestyle was important. And my dad spent 3 weeks there. Can you say it? 3 weeks? 3 weeks there. And at week 2, when I called my dad from the first week that I had spoken to him, where he was weak and feeble and was really just not himself, I can tell he was depressed. I called him just 2 weeks later and I was like, hey, Dad. He was like, hey, how you doing? And I was just completely stunned because I had no idea of what could have possibly happened from just 2 weeks ago to now here 2 weeks later. And he was so excited and so bubbly and just feeling more like and sounding more like himself. And I remember saying, Dad, what happened? He said, I don't know. I've been eating things I've never eaten before. I've been doing things I've never done before, and I feel great. And so it was really that time, that bridge, that time when my dad was given 6 months to live, and then he went to this facility and did food as medicine, and then continued this lifestyle that my dad, 6 months to live, graduated to a full 11 years of life. And that was so incredible because he was able to watch me graduate from medical school, watch me walk down the aisle to marry my favorite husband, and to have my 2 favorite children. So this was really spectacular. And so that bridge, like that time, was huge for us and our family because it took us from a place of hopelessness to a place of hope. And it's really interesting because those experiences have shown me something really, really powerful. And that is that God really designed our bodies to heal as long as we provide it with the right environment, because we are just fearfully and wonderfully made. And that means that your pancreas, it means that your heart, it means that your liver, your cells, your hormones, they're not really broken. They are really brilliant. The thing that we have to do is create an environment for them to recover, because we have a natural bent to recovery. And I really love that fact that we are going to be doing this, to be healed of not just some diseases, but it says all diseases, which is really an incredible thing for me. And so I want to go through just a couple of things. We're not going to be here long, but I want you to know particularly that type 2 diabetes is not a life sentence. It's just a health challenge. And that cells can regain the ability to fight glucose in such a way that it allow not to fight glucose, but to allow glucose to come inside the cell to be used to generate the energy that your body needs to be able to function the way it was intended to function. It can also decrease the inflammation and can actually reverse this thing called prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. And so you have to set up the right environment for it, right? It has to be the right food. You have to do the right movements. You have to have the right rest, the right mindset. You have to have the right faith to know that these things can be changed. And you don't need it to be perfect. You just need it to be consistent. And that is a key factor in reversing type 2 diabetes or prediabetes and even heart disease. These are really, really important factors. And so our approach is really very unique the way we do it because we use an integrative approach. It is faith-based, it is physician-guided, it addresses internal issues like what's going on inside, what's going on in your gut, what's going on with your hormones, what's happening with the toxic load, or like what about those things? And then we also go from not just the internal things that are happening, but what's happening around us. So we're talking about the stress that's going on around us, or maybe the sleep or the environment. All of these are factors that we incorporate in our plan to help you reverse these metabolic illnesses. So we use the 4R method where we rebalance what's going on. So we're going to remove all the triggers that actually caused the disease in the first place. And then we're going to restore what we lost. We're going to repair the gut. We're going to repair organs. And then we're going to rebuild the body so that we can renew our strength and improve our metabolism. And then the last R in the 4R method is reinforcing what we've learned so we can sustain the victory. And that's important because it's like building a house. And so if you just build a house and you don't really make it, if you don't really put it on a firm foundation, then that house, when a wind comes, when Hurricane Melissa comes, or when Katrina comes, it's really just going to knock the house down. And so we have to make sure that we build a firm foundation. And so you were actually born with a firm foundation, but now it just needs some renovation. And so we're going to just teach you how to renovate your firm foundation to improve your health so that your body can live, recover, rebuild, renew, and restore, and be what it was intended to be. So I don't know about you, but if you're seeing this video, even after we've done it, I have some questions, even after this live is over, and say you're not here and you're just thinking about the things that we've talked about so far, I want you to ask yourself just a couple of questions. And this is, just put them in, put them down in the comment section as you see this video, whenever you see it. And here's the question. When was the last time you really felt in control of your health? Like, think about that. Like, have you just felt like no matter what you do, you can't really do anything about your body? Like, it's just breaking down and there's nothing that you can do? That's one question. Then I want you to ask yourself this second question. What's one habit that you'd like to change or to rebuild? What is one habit you want to change or you want to rebuild? And then the last question that I want you to ask yourself is, who in your life needs to hear that reversing this metabolic disease is truly possible? Who is that, right? So I want you to think about those things no matter when you see this video, no matter when this live, who will not be live anymore, no matter when you see it. I want you to ask yourself those questions, and I want you to put them in the comments section. I'd love to hear what you think and what has been your experience. So if you're ready to believe that reversal is possible, you can join our Reverse It community. We have a very strong, thriving community of people of like mind, of like minds, who are interested in reversing metabolic diseases. Some have already done it, and others are on the journey as well. And so you can actually go to our section here, and you'll be able to download one of our guides called Superfoods that lower blood sugar. And that's really important, to lower blood sugar, because we want to lower our insulin tasks. Because when we can lower our insulin task, we have a less inflammation. And this really kind of becomes a problem across the board in so many different diseases, is to get that inflammatory response under control. So you feel free to go here and download. We'll put it in the chat so that you don't have to search around. We'll put it in the chat in the comments section so that you can download superfoods that actually lower blood sugar. Okay. So here's what I want to end with. Healing and reversal is possible, but healing only occurs when you take the moment, or at the very moment that you decide you deserve the healing. It's only at that time that reversal is possible. I have been using this mantra for a couple of years now, and it goes like this. Health is the new currency, and I beg you to spend it wisely. And what do I mean by that? Is you can have all the money in the world. You can have all the things in the world, all the stuff that you want, all the stuff. But if you don't have health, it really doesn't matter. So health really is the new currency. And you want to spend yours wisely. We're going to come to you each week for the next 11 weeks. I want you to come with your questions. You can actually put them here in the comments section, or you can go to you can email us at info@p2whealth.com and put your questions in. Put them here, you can put them there, and we'll answer your questions from week to week. Next week, we're going to be talking a little bit more about the 4R method, which is the same framework that we use to help people to become undiabetic every single day. Tous les jours. I'm learning French as well. So I want to thank you so much for joining us for this brief time that we had together. Whether you are live or whether you are watching this as an evergreen video, thank you so much for joining. I believe that you will find the information here to be invaluable, that you will learn how to reverse your disease, and you will learn that your body has a way of healing itself, and we just have to make the environment such that it can do that. So, what do we want to tell you now? That health is the new currency, and I want you to spend yours wisely. I'm Dr. Helen, and we'll see you next week. Take care.